If you're building any kind of business online, a side hustle, an affiliate stream, you name it, there is a massive shift coming that you absolutely have to understand. Student loan debt collection, it's back. And it's not just a problem, it's a unique threat that could completely wreck your ability to make money on the internet. Yeah, you heard that right. Put it on your calendar because the grace period is officially over. In 2026, collections restart. And this isn't some far-off problem, it's a hard deadline with some very, very real consequences. And here's the headline number, 15%. The government can legally garnish up to 15% of your disposable pay if you're in default. Now, that's a huge hit for anybody, for sure. But as you're about to see, this isn't really about the money just vanishing from your paycheck. It's about what that debt does to your ability to build anything in the first place. And this right here, this is the core of this entire explainer. Debt equals no leverage. For anyone out there trying to grow an income online, a creator, a freelancer, a side hustler, leverage is literally everything. And this student loan debt, it's a direct attack on that leverage. So, you've probably seen the headlines, you've heard the basic story. Let's just quickly cover what most people think this whole thing is about. The news has done a decent job with the basics, right? Wage garnishment's back, defaults are being enforced, and the government can take a slice of your pay. That's the story everyone knows. It's all framed as a simple paycheck problem. But that's exactly where the story stops being accurate for a huge, huge group of people. Okay, so let's get to the part the news isn't explaining. This is not just about a smaller paycheck. For anyone in the creator economy, the real target isn't your income, it's your leverage. So what do I even mean by leverage? Well, for a creator or an online entrepreneur, it's pretty simple. It's your power to use resources, like credit and cash, to actually create growth. It's using a business credit card to run some ads. It's having enough cash on hand to test a new product, or maybe getting a small loan for better equipment. Leverage is the fuel for your growth engine. And here's where we need to draw a hard line. The paycheck problem? That's a budgeting issue. You just have less money coming in. But the leverage problem? That's a structural business catastrophe. It is the inability to build and scale your business at all. See the difference? One affects your budget, the other completely dismantles your entire operation. So, how does this actually happen? How does this debt collection machine systematically take apart an online hustle? Well, it turns out it's a surprisingly fast, three-pronged attack. Here's how it all goes down. First, the default absolutely crushes your credit score. That means no business cards, no running ads, zero flexibility. Second, your cash flow gets seized. That 15% isn't a suggestion, it's taken. Your financial runway just got a whole lot shorter. And third, friction starts to build up everywhere. Getting an apartment, signing up for business tools, even some online platforms. Everything gets harder. It just becomes a total slog. And this right here illustrates the critical difference. A traditional employee, they definitely feel the pain of a 15% cut, but their job structure is still there. A creator, on the other hand, relies on that credit and that cash flow just to have a business. That's why this is an existential threat for online entrepreneurs in a way it just isn't for someone with a standard 9-to-5. Okay, that's the problem. It's serious, it's structural. So let's pivot and talk about the solution. Because the absolute worst thing you can do right now is panic. And the smartest thing you can do, it's get clarity. You cannot out-earn a structural problem. Let me say that again. You can't out-earn it. Trying to grind harder when your credit is shot and your cash is being seized, well, it's like trying to fill a bucket that has a giant hole in the bottom by just pouring water in faster. It's never going to work. The pressure is coming from the outside, so you need a structural solution. So you really have two choices here. You can be the stressed creator, the one who ignores the real issue and just tries to hustle more until it's way too late. Or you can be the calm strategist. You get total clarity on your numbers, you actually understand all of your options, and then you act before the decision is made for you. Clarity beats chaos, every single time. So what does being a calm strategist actually look like? Well, there are two clear, actionable paths you can take right now to get back in control and start building a stable financial future. Path number one is to go right at the source. Address the debt head on. This means you need to explore all your options. Can you refinance, consolidate, restructure your student loans? The goal here is simple. Find a plan that reduces that immediate financial pressure before those garnishment notices even have a chance to hit your mailbox. But here's the part that almost no one is talking about. Path number two is, well, it's more profound. Some people aren't just fixing their debt, They are fundamentally changing how they earn their money to make themselves indestructible to this kind of problem. So let's look at these side by side. Path 1, you're reducing the pressure from the debt you already have. Path 2, you're building an income base that isn't vulnerable in the first place. This means exploring skilled trades, becoming an electrician, an HVAC tech, a plumber, things that generate significant real-world cash flow that has nothing to do with your credit score. And that right there is the key advantage. That's the superpower. The income you make in a skilled trade is based on your skill, not on whether some algorithm at a credit bureau thinks you're worthy. This makes it an incredibly powerful and stable foundation, especially if you still want to build an online business on the side without that constant threat of having your financial tools yanked away. And hey, if that second path sounds interesting to you, a fantastic resource is a book, Wire Your Wealth by Alan Ewing. It is a super practical guide. It just breaks down step by step how electricians build both their income and long-term wealth, giving you a real blueprint for that kind of stable foundation. So, to wrap this all up, here is your order of operations, your playbook. Number 1, get clarity. Know your numbers. Know all your options. Number 2, reduce the pressure. Take action to restructure your debt before the government acts for you. And number 3, build your future income from a position of strength and leverage, not from a place of desperation. And that really brings us to the final question you need to ask yourself. Right now, today, take a hard look at how you're making money. Is your income built on a solid foundation of leverage? Or is it a desperate hustle, one that's totally vulnerable to the next financial shock? The answer to that question will tell you exactly what your next move needs to be.